Our fellow traders, what's happening? I kind of missed yesterday because we put the Christmas tree up, decorated it, and did all our Christmas stuff yesterday, so I didn't get to do a recap. But I'm going to add that in with today. Yesterday, we had the first tax class. It was that scared straight class to kind of wake you up, get your attention, especially you guys that were trading in an overseas broker. How that affects is gonna affect your taxes. Um, what you should and shouldn't do. We talked about all of that yesterday. So if you missed it, if you're a member and you missed it, it's posted on the website under the member video section. But I think I got everybody's attention. So make sure you check that out. I get asked every day about a Christmas special. Am I going to run a Christmas special and all that stuff? The only special I've got is the GPS to trading success. That's it. It's a 6-month deal that comes with one-on-one mentoring and, free access to everything. And the bonus is it's not going to start until January 1st. If you get it now, all of this time is pretty much free. It won't really kick in to January 1st. Also, for you guys that buy it during this time, I will have a couple of drawings right around Christmas time that can add time to your subscription, or membership. So that's it. I'm not going. I'm a one-man band, and my focus is on teaching and trying to make sure you guys actually learn how to trade and learn the skills that you're going to need to be successful. That's what the GPS to Trading Success program is about. It's taking you from A on. A lot of people miss ABCs. That's what you're getting, and then through that you grow into your own trader, and you start, really rolling it in. But that's it. If you want, it's up on the website. You can check it out there. If you want to email me, just shoot me an email. But that's it. All right. So yesterday, only had a couple of stocks on the watch. We're just not seeing much move. Even the stocks on earnings, they're not really giving us a whole lot of good moves. I don't know if has the algos taken over that much to where we don't have live people trading, or are people just waiting because everything is in flux? They're just waiting to see what's going to happen with the impeachment and this trade deal. Every day now they're coming out with this trade rhetoric, and it's moving the market a little bit. And it's just a crazy time right now. But we're getting the movement early, and after 10 o'clock, it's just a trending thing. So you really have to be in it already and have some money locked in, and all you're doing with this trend is just kind of adding more money and just building on top of it. You're just trading on the house's money at that point. But it's been wild. So yesterday we traded ROKU. Here's a 5-minute opening range low. I missed it by just a little bit, but it's right here, and I couldn't get in because here's red to green, and then we had the 200 right here. So I'm like, I waited for a minute to kind of make sure that we were gonna sit under the 200, and really I should have waited, because as you can see, I was only about 7 seconds away from this candle opening. And I probably could have got a better entry up here against the 200. But, I was just dead focused on this. I wasn't watching the time. And so I got in. It sold off some, and then it got bought back up. But then the next candle opened. You can see it was a little choppy, but we never did it or made any moves or did anything that would get our blood up or to make us worry about anything. So made a nice move down here to my first target, right around 145.50ish. I think I got it at 145.45. And it sold all the way off. This is the low. This isn't a level. This is just the low I was trying to mark on here. But I think the level I was looking for was 143.13. So I was looking for like 144.50ish to take profit on it again. And it just didn't quite make it there, and it bounced. Ended up taking me out at break even. And we ran up, rejected, and I waited for a couple of bounces. Here we bounced, made a lower high. I could have gotten in here, but I waited again. And it kind of bounced. It was rejecting this. So once we broke the low here, I felt confidence. I got in. And of course, Roku being Roku, I waited on confirmation, and it just, bounced. And then we came down a little bit, but not quite where I wanted it to be. We bounced again. Didn't quite make a higher high though. And we sold off, and then I got kind of concerned here. We made a higher high. And I'm like, now, Roku's got to trade through all of this resistance. It's the only way this thing isn't going to work is if it just goes through all this resistance. This stock has a habit of trading through, below the 9, the 20, the VWAP, the 50. It's just what it does. So I wasn't so much concerned about it unless it made a higher high. Once this thing came up and it made a higher high, I had a line right across here. If it broke that, I'm out. But eventually it broke down, and we were really patient. Finally hit 145. And again, I was looking for it to take out the low and run down some more going into the close, but it didn't. Ended up bouncing, and I just took it off once we claimed the 9 here, which turned out to be the right move. But through all of this, it was kind of low stress except for here. But then again, you have a stop, and you don't worry about it. You have your stop in place, you have your profit targets in place, and you just let the trade work. It's either going to stop you out or hit your targets, or trade sideways. And then in that case, you got to make a decision. But as long as the stock is moving, it's going to hit one of your targets. And that's all you're waiting for it to do. Don't overthink it, and don't let it really eat away at you. You just let it do its thing. All right, so that was Roku yesterday. We made 257.64 on this. Not bad at all. Not bad. And somebody asked me about my ECN fee. Trading in Speed Trader, you get rebates. If you create liquidity, you get rebates. So I'm actually, when I'm putting my orders out and it actually hits the order and I'm not marketing in or out, I'm actually getting a rebate. So it's going to make my ECN fees in some cases be negative if I have enough orders out, like limit orders out that got hit, or it's going to be cheap. So that's where that's coming from. So that's going to be different every time because I am, adding liquidity. So I'm getting a rebate here. All right. So Roku again today, only one. There was two, I think, CIEN and I will look at that one in a minute, but I wasn't really happy with the CIEN because of all the resistance above it. It just wasn't a clean look. Even the stock was setting up, but it wasn't a clean look. ROKU just didn't have the volume early, but it picked it up coming into the open. As you can see, opening range low here. We had two candles that kind of, I say, farted around. This level hit is 143.13, which was actually my target yesterday that we never got to, but it could not push it. And when this stock started selling off, as soon as it got below the opening range low, we got in. We had plenty of time to catch this because it played around for a while before it triggered an entry. So, we were sitting there waiting in chat. Had more than enough time to get in. Hit my first target. We got a little bounce here. And this is what made me think this may be a carbon copy of yesterday. Okay, I get the base hit, it bounced, and then let it settle, and I'll come in and, take another trade. But it didn't. Ended up hitting my next target. We bounced a little bit and hit my next to the last target. And right here, now, what's been happening for the last couple of weeks, I've been having my order maybe 10 cents above the level because I'm ensuring that it gets hit. Every time it would hit my order and then drop 20, 30 cents, sometimes 40 cents below the level. So I'm like, okay, I'm safe just putting it on the level right now. If it did, it should just dip below it. Even if it does, it's going to hit me and I'm good. Well, this thing came down and hit that 136.81 level to the penny and bounced and never did come back. And so I ended up taking it once we claimed the 9 here, and it actually from there started that crazy trading where it went through the moving averages, then back below it, then through it. It just didn't give any clean looks. And at this time of the year, I'm not trading moves that aren't clean. I personally don't trust the market, so I'm going to be a little bit more conservative and try to ensure that I'm putting profit. I want to book profit every day. It doesn't matter if I have a losing trade here or there. I just want to book profit. But this was today. Really, really nice trade. I almost got back in, so well after lunch. And I was looking at ROKU. It popped up and it pulled back. And I'm thinking, hey, I might want to get in this. We might be going long. But I was like, good. No, I'm not going to do it. Thank God I was logged out. Because if I was logged in, I would have jumped in. But thankfully, I logged out and said I was going to lock this in. I figured I had a decent trade, decent profit. So I wasn't going to try to give it back in this market. So we made, let's see, 488.56. So not bad. 5 tickets, not bad. Not bad at all. Traded with, let's see, 200 shares each time. Now I wanted to make sure I give it enough room. 200 shares allowed me to do that. So everything worked out as perfectly as it could. I just wish the trend really stuck on this and allowed me to trade again, but it is what it is. I'm happy. I'll take this, and we'll go into tomorrow. I'm ready to rock and roll. So what I was saying about CEN, look at what this thing did. It put in, this is a beautiful flag. that it put in. This is the move pre-market right after it had its conference call. It ripped up because at first, this is when they reported earnings. It actually sold off. And then once the conference call hit, it ripped up because this was on the scan as a gap down. And then it turned around and closed the gap back up and started gapping up. You can see we had a daily level here. It ripped through the 20 and the 50 from the daily. And it ripped through, this is the 90 day from the daily. It ripped through all of that. And so, yeah, I was expecting it to reject the 200. Typically, that's what happens. Either reject the 200 or this level here. And it did. We pulled back. We had the wicked 5-minute opening range candle, which is, it's par for the course. But then we had this candle that was starting to fight back. But we had this flag here. And once this thing broke out, it kind of even had a secondary flag here. Once it broke out, this thing just kept going. As I look at it now, it had a high of 43 at market close. This was probably the best trending stock I've seen in a long time. I mean, it trended all the way up. Now, granted, it was slow, but from 11:15, 12:15, 1, for like 4 hours, it went almost 3 points. And that's not bad. You could be in that trade and just watching it slowly hit your targets. And you're done for the day. This is safer trading if you execute it right. If you try to do things, you try to stretch the envelope, you try to be fast, it doesn't work out. You may run on luck for a little while, but when that luck runs out, you're going to have to actually execute. And if you do not know how to execute, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me today. We'll come back tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Thursday? No. What's the day? Today is Thursday. Damn. Tomorrow's Friday. Friday the 13th. All right. Well, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. But we'll see if we close this week out. All right, guys. We'll talk to you.